Hello, lovelies. So we should be live. Just give me a second to check on if everything runs okay. It does look like it. And tonight's stream, or rather like today's stream, is going to be focused on the upcoming week. I believe it's March 8th to March 13th, 2022. And within the stream, I'm going to make a reading for each star sign. Starting from Aries and ending up with Pisces. That way makes it much more easier to navigate through the video, should you watch it on a video, that is. And before we jump into the whole reading for the 12 star signs, I do want to make a one collective, and right now I'm going to shuffle the cards and see how things are going to work out for hopefully all of us. Hello Summer, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do have a really good time around. So shuffling, and I'm gonna use the occasion of making the generalized reading for the week, just to showcase the spread that I'm going to use through the live stream for all of the star signs. And the first card we have, that is going to be the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the second card here of the Ace of Wands. Moving next, we do have the Hierophant, and the final one for the week, that is going to be the Two of Pentacles. Hello, and Ada, welcome to the live stream. Right, so the week on its core is going to be a good one should people look for some kind of a progress, especially when it comes to already current development. So bottom line, guys, it is that we can expect throughout this week our current relationships to expand, current projects to expand, current jobs to expand, and so on and so forth. So for what it seems here, it is a week of expansion. That comes from the Nine of Pentacles that sits on the very first position, which represents the topic and the core of the week. However, the second position that we do have, which is the Ace of Wands, into that particular spread, it kind of speaks that we should not deviate from our path. For the Ace of Wands, it is a gaining for enterprises, quote unquote gaining for enterprises, but it sits on a negative position. You know what holds us back? That is the second position of the spread, and therefore new enterprises are, how can I put it into words, is not advisable to take on, for they are not going to prove themselves being as gainingful as we hope, and as gainingful to compensate what we have to give up from in order to transfer, you know, time and resources from one thing to another. So that to me speaks instantly just from these two cards, is that we should maintain our course, right? Maintain our course with the person, for example, we like, or the job we're trying to develop, the business we're trying to establish. So and the other thing about these cards is that it speaks that we are on the right track, all right? It's just what we do, it is the best thing we can do at this given moment. Giving the Nine of Pentacles, it is the first card, which as a key expression, it is a leap into a current development. With the Hierophant at the third position, which is what helps us, you know, that is the thing that is going to make things easier on us. This is the aspect which will allow us to progress even further. So with the Hierophant, this card kind of like branches out when it comes to career and when it comes to relationship. So should that card refers to your personal life, you know, relationships, interactions, etc., then the Hierophant urges us to go about people we trust, to go about people we can rely on, to go about people that, how can I put it into words? Even people that can teach us something, because the Hierophant is about teaching, but it is about teaching how things work. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but take it as a more experienced people than us, you know, people that have a different kind of experience into the current affairs of ours. So if you are interacting with a person that seems kind of different, but in the same time it feels like it aligns with you, that's exactly the Hierophant that you can learn a great deal of that person, either from intimacy or either for a job. However, when it comes to career with the Hierophant, it's all about a personal satisfaction. When somebody works under the energy of the Hierophant, that person does not care about the money, does not care about the rewards from the job. They only care of the satisfaction for the job well done. And so it is best we can do throughout the week. It is just to make things in a way, or things we do enjoy and we feel that they are, how can I put it into words, a natural to us to work and to manifest in generally in our lives. And on a more grand scheme of things, we can expect throughout the week, should we, how can I put it into words, should we stumble upon difficulties, to receive and benevolent support through advice, through guidance, and should we face a difficulties as well, rest assured that there is a solution to them. And when I say solution, I mean to make the things sticking, to make the things work out. And that solution resides within the framework of our existence, within the framework of our civilizations. In other words, you don't have to look very far to find the answer. And the final card, which is the result of all that, we have the Two of Pentacles. And Two of Pentacles, it's a very peculiar card as an end of the reading, okay? And it kind of points that at the end of the week, or when our process throughout the week is done, we are to see the situation in a completely different way. Because the Two of Pentacles, it is when you kind of like see your concept, you do see your standards kind of starting to become a little bit outdated, okay, and that you will need to align to the situation if you do want to get the benefits from the situation, that is. And another thing about the Two of Pentacles, it is that at the end of this week, or at the end of the process of going through the week, we do not see things developing the way we anticipate, to a certain extent, okay, that the general direction is going to be the same, but there will be here and there a gaps which we can fill up, and it will be best if we are an opportunist to do so. And also the Two of Pentacles allows us to have a little bit more a personal freedom as well. So it's a great week, and with the Two of Pentacles, hopefully in the global scheme of things, you know, the earth leaders see things in a different way. I really hope so, with that Two of Pentacles at the end. Yeah, it's the Telema Tarot. It's gifted to me by Pisces Moonbeam. Thank you so much, Pisces Moonbeam, that you have gifted that deck to me. All right, so with that said, this is the spread and the generalized reading for the week. Now I am moving to the 12 star signs, but before we do that, a few words about how the stream is going to move forward. So I'm going to do, like I said, a 12 readings, one for each star signs, but as alongside with these 12 readings, there are going to be as well three, it's a tree outside, 3 more readings for 3 of you guys, and that happens in the breaks of the live stream. After each 4 star signs, I am going to announce a break, and within this break you get to ask a question. Okay, as the break goes on, you do get to ask a question, and at the end of this break, which is about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of the questions that you have submitted, and I'm going to conduct a professional reading on that question. That is my gift to you as a participants to the live stream, as my supporters as well. But anyone who supports what I do and the stream through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of the stream itself, regardless. A lot of stream word, it is what I said. But as well, if you do enjoy the way I read and you want me to read for you in a private session, you can totally do that by going at my website, which you are going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see full list of my services, their pricing as well, and based on your budget and your needs, you can go for whichever one kind of suits you best. Right, so hello Valentine, Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I am kind of well, at least for now. Right, so a first one, we have Aries on our plate. Let me give a really good shuffle and see about Aries. Just hold on a second because I can't see the camera preview, and that's something I just can't put up with because I really want to know what is going on. Right, so a first one for Aries. This is going to be the Emperor for you guys, and that is Aries itself in Tarot, followed by the second one of the Five of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Seven of Wands. And the final one for Aries, this is going to be the King of Cups. So right away here, it seems that you Aries are going to be addressed with an offer, with some kind of a proposition or a helping hand. You know, one of the two, either is going to be a tempting proposition or an offer, or should you be really in a difficult field and you do really need a help out there, you do need a hand is coming your way. Most likely though a career oriented for the, as the Emperor sits there on the very first position over here. Okay, so as the Emperor sits there, it kind of speaks that you will maintain and exert, or at least you are going to try to do so, a full control over either your career or either over your relationship. And the problem isn't that you are striving to do so. I mean, striving to maintain control. The problem is how you are doing it. And we can see that into the Five of Pentacles, which is the second card of the spread, speaking that the style, not the lifestyle, but the style that you are exerting into maintaining control over there kind of makes more hassle than benefits, and in some cases it creates more troubles than actually solves any troubles. So what you need to do here is pretty much restrict yourself to a certain field. You need to restrict yourself to certain enterprises, so to speak, as the Seven of Wands pretty much stands for. The enterprises that you are feel most confident in, most confident in, and the enterprises which you feel most how can I put it into words, let's say professional into as well, and it just exert control there to its maximum, at least at the start. And once you are done with that, then move along with the other enterprises. It is just with these cards you can't maintain that control everywhere. Now, the problems that you may face with the way that you are trying to exert that control, they may be a lot, okay, like in multiple fields, at many fronts, and so on and so forth, but they are easy to overcome. All just you have to do is just align step or two of your path forward, or of the way, like I said, that you are going forward. And once that happens, then you're going to open up a door to somebody, which we do have here with the King of Cups, which is going to kind of feel irresistible, or rather like either you are or your domain is going to feel irresistible for them to make that offer. Just off the top of my head, you know, maybe you have to sort out your life in order before a suitor actually approaches you and you know, allows you, or rather like allows them to love you. That could be the case here with these cards, you know. Or maybe you have to put up your affairs in order before a really fat businessman, and when I say fat businessman, I mean businessman with a lot of resources, to approach you and offer you a really good job. But with the King of Cups, rest assured, that is the last thing that I'm going to say about Aries and moving on to Taurus. But rest assured, with the King of Cups, this guy or a woman, they don't do things out of charity, okay? They don't do things to make themselves feel better. They do things because they do believe that the other side, or in this case you do deserve it. You do deserve their attention, their help, or the offer that they have towards you. All right, so that was for Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. Let me give a shuffle and check on Taurus. First one we do have for Taurus, that is going to be the Knight of Swords, followed by the Three of Cups. Moving next for Taurus, this is going to be the Six of Wands, and the final one for Taurus, that is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. It's a great one, but only if you do have your how can I put it into words? Only if you do have plans about yourself personally, okay? Because with these cards, as we can observe here, the Three of Cups into the second position, this is what holds you back. And it's not like the cooperation in between you and other people is going to fall apart and is something that drags you back. It is more like the idea. What I am trying to say here, Taurus, it is that once you want to do something and you share it with somebody you love, right? Say your a family member or a person that you are with, you know, or even with your boss. It doesn't have to be love, the emotion that binds you. But as soon as you do share that idea, it's most likely you're going to face a strong disapproval. And that is because when the Three of Cups sits into the second position, this is a, how can I put it into words? Two opinions pulling into a different direction. You do have your idea, but your boss has a completely opposite, or your family has a completely opposite, or your beloved one has a completely opposite. So the best you can do, at least according to these cards throughout this week, is truly to focus exclusively on a personal stuff. Things that depends entirely on you and none other. And you have one more reason to do so. That is because the Knight of Swords, because throughout this week, the decisions that you are gonna take for these personal stuff, say your hobby, you know, or just a personal time, the decisions, or rather like the way that you can get those decisions, will allow you to make them in a way that they will kind of like make sense, and not just only that, but it will feel like you want it. So we do have that exclusive alignment of circumstances, that the decision you're going to make is simultaneously what you want and what you have to do. That's priceless, at least in my book. And should you focus on a personal stuff, a great peak of experience awaits you. We do have the Six of Wands, and that card pretty much speaks what you should follow. Just give me a second here. All right. So that card pretty much speaks about what you should follow, and that is the success. Things that works out, they need to be progress. Things that kind of like you face an obstruction, things that you face a difficulties into, maybe you have to set them aside for another time. So you gotta seek the easy path forward, because you do have an easy path forward. So people that flirt with you, go along with it. You know, if you start flirting with somebody and they do not kind of reciprocate back right away, maybe you should leave that person for the other week to flirt with. If you do wanna, how can I put it into words, date with them so bad. And the thing it is that it doesn't have to be with you. I mean, the problem may not be with you. Maybe the person that you are trying to flirt with and they do not reciprocate have a really big troubles at work. That's the thing about this week, Taurus. It is about you, it's not about them. So you have to how can I put it into words? You have to work with you rather than work with other people. And once you do so, at the end here with the Nine of Pentacles, you are gonna break through a strong development. Like we said with the general reading, Nine of Pentacles, it is when you make a huge leap into development. But depending on where it shows up in the spread, for you here at the very fourth position, as a follow-up to the previous cards, kind of speaks that you're going to stumble on some kind of a gold mine, in a sense of a really huge project that is going to pay off a big time, or a suitor that will happen to be almost everything you have ever wanted, you know. But that is only if you do work exclusively on yourself and you do follow the success you are going to have, or rather like the milestones that you are going to have, do not try to struggle against the current, because it's not going to work out really well. Tracy, thank you so much for your 20 US dollar support. Thank you so much, Tracy. Make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where I'm going to perform you a personalized reading for the week. All right, so let me shuffle, and moving on to Gemini. And hello, Anna. I forgot to greet you. Hello. Hope you do enjoy today's stream. I do believe that we are at your star sign. Right, so Gemini, we do have the Tower card for you, followed by the Fool. You're welcome, Max. You're welcome. So followed by the Fool. Moving next, we do have the Chariots, and the final one for you, my god, that is going to be the Magician. If that's not going to be a big one for Gemini, unfortunately though, guys, it's not going to be easy on you. It does look like that is going to be really, really rough. Now, if I have to speculate, okay, by the look of those cards, you will have to face so-called the greatest fear, okay? How it goes about it is that you know that something can happen. It is just a hypothetical, or rather like, yeah, hypothetical development. You know that that thing can happen, but you hope with everything you got that it's not going to happen, and yet it happens. Now the question is, why does it happen? Okay, well, it happens because you have to prove yourself that you are strong to break through it, and it doesn't have to be something bad. Okay, just to give you that example, say you do have a beautiful family, you know, children, wife or a husband, whatever, and the most that you are afraid of, to fall in love with someone else. And throughout this week, you may crush on somebody, you know, and here your faith, your resilience is going to be tested for you to resist this. It's not even a temptation. These are a circumstances which are rumbling down the foundations of your life, whether it is the career foundations, whether it is a romantic foundations, whether it is a how can I put it into words, whether it is a friendship foundations as well. And normally I would tell you, go about with everything you got with it, because these how can I put it into words, usually these tough circumstances quenches us. They make us better, and they make us transform. But because we do have the Fool into the second position, it kind of means it's a no-go. So you have that temptation, you do have that, how can I put it into words, challenge. Let's say here from the Tower, the Fool says that you should not respond if you do have the chance to do so, or if you have to respond, it should be a response of sustenance, as the Chariot stands, rather than a response of a breakthrough. And through that sustenance, it seems that you will build up a lot of a personal positions, okay, and personal sovereignty. And if by that point you have doubted, are you able to, how can I put it into words, defend your position, whether it is position into your career or whether it is a position into your relationship, after this week you will have no doubt whatsoever. And even more, people around you is going to see you for what you really are into that position, as strong as one can be. And that's literally the week. It highly depends on what kind of a situation you are in right now, because the Tower could be pregnancy, you know, it could be crush, like I said, or you may be fired from your job, you know, or you may be proposed a much better job than you have right now, but you do have a commitment into this current one. You promise something, you know, the Tower could be literally everything. And it will be the thing you least expect to happen, but it has a chance to happen. Okay. Matthew, thank you so much for your $1 US. Thank you so much, Matthew. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you are gonna get your personalized reading for the week. All right, so moving next, we do have Cancer. Oh, Taco, thank you so much for your $20 US. Thank you so much, Taco. Make sure again that you do stick around up until the end, and there I'm going to make you a personalized reading for the week itself. Oh, that's all right. Don't worry. All right, Cancer. Funny thing is that you guys know that I do play a video game, video games, and right now I do play a video game, and 2 days ago there was these lobsters out there. I know it's not a Cancer, but still pretty close to that. They beat the shit out of me, man. I mean, I hate those creatures. It's just a funny fact. All right, so Cancer, first one, we do have the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the second card of the Fool. Moving next, that is going to be the World. And the final one, oh my god, is going to be Justice. Yeah, it's just in time. For Cancer. All right, so these 4 cards. How do I go about that? I think it is that it's a very thin line of how you can accept or rather like perceive the message here. So Cancer, steam them first. Yeah, that's correct. All right, so it seems that you're... Well, this is where the conflict lies, okay? The conflict lies with these 2 cards. So you do have the Fool, and then you do have the World. And they kind of represents the same thing from different spheres, okay? From different angles. And it's a week where a lot is gonna change, that's for sure, but it is not gonna change because it's a new beginning, but it's going to change because you are gonna see it in a different way, or rather like you will realize that you are seeing it in a different way than the way it is. And why is that? It is because we do have the Pentacle, the Knight of Pentacle here. It is we do have the Knight of Pentacle as the general card, and the Knight of Pentacle usually moves in a very consistent direction. Okay, the Knight of Pentacle kind of like moves along with the simple actions, but these actions kind of like carries on a very distant result. I don't know how to put it into words. Oh my god, it's so difficult message. Well, I will try to approach the message from another standpoint. We do have the Fool into the second position. What is the Fool? What is that second position? It is what holds you back from developing your potential. What does the Fool represent? It represents new beginning, yes, but it does represent a perspective that you do have on an idea or a goal. Say you do like somebody and they seem really, how can I put it into words, refreshing. Yeah, but your idea of been with that person, for example, it's not like it cannot happen, but the idea you do have in your mind what you and this person is going to be is the wrong idea, at least according to these cards. The world kind of speaks here that things as they are, and they are going to move along forward in a way that they are supposed to move along forward. And no matter what idea you do have, it's irrelevant. It's clinging to it. It's only going to make you suffer. It's as simple as that. It's only going to make you struggle. And the Knights of Pentacles, as we do have it as a core, it kind of makes it obvious how can I put it into words? What the idea, or what kind of idea you should have about your job or about your profession. You know, these readings are very common for a questions, for example, am I on the right track? And what the reading pretty much says, it is that you are, okay? You are. And these doubts you do have are created by the perspective you want to believe in, not in the perspective that is actually happening. That's what these cards are speaking about. So if you like something, let's say you do like a job, question it again. Maybe you are right with that, but question it again, because even if you do like it, with these cards it seems that you're liking it for the wrong reasons. Same thing with disliking something as well. But bottom line here on the grand scheme of things which you consider is that you have started something. And when I say you started something, you rolled down the ball, the snowball, and it kind of like grows, okay? It does grow, and it becomes an avalanche soon. Well, maybe not that soon. Actually, I want to see how soon that is going to be, okay? I want to see how soon that ball will become an avalanche. By the middle of October this year, okay? So by the middle of October this year, what you have started this week is going to reach its culmination, and it's gonna run through the energy of the Lovers, for what it seems. But that means that you will have to make a decision, most likely, at the end. But your initial, well, okay, so I found the words that I'm going to express it. Whatever you have started, your initial perception of it, it seems to be the right perception, as the world card kind of speaks about. You may want to see it in a different way. You know, you may be in a job that you hated at start, but because the job is providing, say, some kind of a comfort, you kind of force yourself to like it. Well, it's not gonna work out at all. You're just, how can I put it into words, torturing yourself. So the culmination and the result of all that for this week, that is, it is a Justice. And I love to see this card here, because at the end, for what it seems, the reason is going to come about. And how can I put it into words? You are going to grow that astute discernment to differentiate which perspective is the right and which one is the wrong perspective. Now, in a more, this is such a spiritual message, so to speak, but in the grand scheme of things, in a material world, how these cards are going to manifest for you, Cancer, it is that you will make progress into an enterprise that is going to consolidate and is going to quench. And on top of it, it seems that this progress is going to be pretty balanced, so to speak, where you will not gonna allow anything to get out of control. Good evening, Elaine. Welcome to the stream. But this week that it is coming, think about carefully about the aspects of your life, primarily career-wise, primarily relationship-wise as well. These two aspects. Ask yourself, are you happy about them? For example, career-wise, relationship-wise. Ask yourself, how can I put it into words? With the Knights of Pentacles, it is, ask yourself, are you not going the hard way about it? That's the question. And if you do, or the sophisticated, not the hard, the sophisticated way about it. Things needs to go simple, okay? The simplest way, it is the right way for you. You're welcome, Selene or Selena. Right, so that was about Cancer, and now we are entering into the first break. Like I said, guys, in these breaks, one of you is gonna get a free reading from me. In order this to happen, all you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and after about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question of yours and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. I have to get my deck though, so just hold on a second for a personalized readings. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, oh my God, Cancer. Yeah, well, the thing with the Knights of Pentacles, it is that it equally goes when it comes to love and when it comes to career. You know, it could come both ways, and it both ways, Robin. It's something that the best way is the simplest way. For example, you do dislike somebody, don't try in sophisticated way to detach from that person or try to find a reason to like the person. Okay, just move on. That's what these cards are preaching, because with the world there, your initial impression, how can I put it into words? It's not the right impression, but the real impression, and the Fool is trying to fight that, okay, by trying to exert some kind of a new vision. It may not regard to a specific situation, it may regard to your entire life. Say you have the impression, or rather like you're trying to get the perception that you are never gonna fall in love again, okay? You are trying to enforce that on yourself. It's never gonna work out, because your initial impression, your initial perspective is that you do need that, okay? You do need to fall in love one more time. And same thing goes about career as well. Hello, Elaine. Or Eileen, oh my God, my pronunciation tonight. I love Canadians for what it seems. Yeah, it's a very difficult way to go about when you do have these conflicting cards. Another way that's you can go about it, the, how can I put it into words, the less philosophical way that you can go about it is that what you have now, it's there to stay. You may try to change it by enforcing again a different way or a different vision, but it is there to stay. You can't change that, because you do have the world into the third position, and the sooner you accept that, the better. You know, you may have resent to a specific how can I put it into words, job or a person or a situation, and you try to make yourself like it, you can't like it, and the sooner you do accept that, the better. Or vice versa as well. Say again, you do have a beautiful family, but you do have love, you do experience love towards somebody else, and you try to deny that to yourself, you try to convince that that's unreal. Well, guess what? I do have a bad news for you. It is as real as it can be. Okay, it is just as real as it can be. It's another thing, are you gonna act on it or not? but it seems that you do have a lot of time by the mid of October this year, so you do have a lot of time to think about it. Oh, thank you so much, Selena. I really hope so. I mean, because that's the thing about tarot, you get the answer, you know, but the answer it's through impression, or if you want to say through a feeling, and it's quite difficult to express that feeling. Four signs has been done, TS. All right, so let's pick a question. Capricorn and Aquarius, will we make it through the rough period together? Submitted by Ted Withing. Let's check it out, Ted. Your nun, you mean your mother? Is that what you mean, Christy? I don't know what nun is. I'm sorry, guys. They always are, Christy. I mean, there are people who try to prove otherwise, but I know it. I don't know how. I know. I don't know, but I'm not gonna say how I know it. But I know it. But my condolences. Yes, me and Pisces Moonbeam. Our condolences to you, Christy. So are you gonna go through the rough patch together? We do have the Five of Cups, and right away we do have a condition. Okay, we do have condition. I forgot your name, so I do apologize about that. But Ted, so we do have condition, Ted. Oh, her grandma. All right. Well, it's bad. Yeah. My condolences. Um. The second one, that is going to be the Knights of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Seven of Pentacles. And the final one, that is going to be the Devil. It's a dip. You can, all right, Ted? So you can push through that period. But it's going to be a difficult push through, so to speak. And it's going to be a difficult push through because you just have to look past the imperfections of the situations which are created. You know, say whomever you are asking about is flirting with other people. It's seemingly for no reason whatsoever. You want to push through that, well, you just have to ignore it. It's as simple as that. The thing is that these aspects which are creating a discomfort, senses of losses, disappointments even, it doesn't look like that you can do much about it, aside from that you if you try to do something about it, you are just making things worse. You are making the pain deeper, you are making the wound wider. So what you gotta do is just sit tight. I don't know what to say other than that. Another thing it is that it seems that there is a difference into what you both want, okay, or what you feel is right. Let's say it that way. What you feel is right to go about, okay, and that we can see with the Knight of Swords into the second position. Not to mention that with the Seven of Pentacles, that is another card which tells you that you gotta sit put. The Seven of Pentacles, which is what helps you, it is the moment where you just have to see or sit tight and just see how much you can invest so you do not kind of feel deprived, okay, which speaks to me that at this time you are investing way too much from yourself into that thing. You are trying way too hard to fix things. They cannot be fixed at that moment. And you just have to accept it if you wish. Should you though? Well, the cards advising you to do so, because no matter what happens, every single thing that happens out there which is to your disadvantage, to your degradation, okay, is going to be repaid off, because at the end with the devil you are gonna get the power, the leverage you need to make things according to your image at the end of the day. And that should happen in about 1 year. So it's a quite of a big time frame. Okay, so that period it seems quite long. Should you endure though, things are gonna change dramatically for you toward the better, for what it seems. And I am curious about what is your partner vision. Actually, their vision is to support you through all that. We have the Queen of Cups, okay? Their vision is to support you through that. And by the way, your partner understands what you are going through from their actions and from the situations created, okay? So one more reason to hold them accountable to whatever stupidity they do throughout this period of time of a 1 year. So that is the answer to your question. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do liked it. And a couple of minutes to sip a coffee, have a few inhales, and we're going to move to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and as well Scorpio. Oh, you're way too definitive, Pisces Moonbeam. I am never wrong. It is true that I read for you for about dozens of times. You said that I never go wrong, but just one time I might. Okay, because face it, guys, we are humans. It is what we do, you know, mistakes. That is what we humans do. And sometimes out of these mistakes, though, the most beautiful things happen. But one thing is certain, Ted, no matter am I wrong or right, going forward, you should decide in favor of yourself, because these cards, they're not going to carry on with the consequences of your decisions. You are. Okay, so you should use this reading for a counsel, but instead of a direction. Thank you, Anna. It is, yeah. Pisces Moonbeam, I do remember your question, your very, very first question. Am I gonna get my money back? Was your very first question. And I do remember the card I drew, though. It was the Seven of Swords. Do you remember what I told you? Do you remember what I told you? Well, yeah, that is what you should use the cards for, to make a better decisions, but the cards should not make the decision for you. That's the thing. Sandy, I do remember such kind of a occasions in my life. I do remember. Yes. Well, I told you that you will if you ask about them. Okay, so because that's what the Seven of Swords um, are all about. And I do remember the occasion you were wondering whom to work with, and you asked another reader, okay, about the Seven of Swords, and they told you no right away. I told you that you should ask about them. You wrote a letter to the agency, because it was not a person, it was actually some kind of an agency or organization that was owing you those money. You wrote them a letter, and they gave you the money back. We are doing Leo now. Or Leo. Oh my god, I never pronounced that right. Leo. First one is the Seven of Pentacles for Leo, followed by the next one of the Tower card. Moving next, we do have the Two of Pentacles. And the final one, it's the King of Pentacles. So, you remember? Yeah. So we do have a similar situation to Cancer, but it is not that dramatic for Leo. Yeah, you were waiting for about a couple of weeks, and at the end it turned out that they kind of like conveniently forgot or something like that. So similar situation to Cancer, where there is a very how can I put it into words, a discrepancy, okay, contradiction. Leo. Yeah, it isn't working, is it? TS, yeah. Yeah, we had just met and you were wondering whom to work with. I remember it very well. And you left me hanging for about 6 months. I do remember that as well, mind you. I do remember things. Conveniently, though. Right, so these two are in a discrepancy, in a contradiction, the Tower and the Two of Pentacles. So from one side, the Tower points that into the upcoming week, there are going to be unpredictable events, that is to say the least. You know, these are, you can count it like your gravest fears, okay? So things that you least expect are gonna happen to your plans. Now, should you address them? Of course not. Of course you should not address them. Addressing them is only going to slow you down. Instead, what you need to do is adapt. And this is why the difference is not that severe as it was Cancer. So yes, you have to change your plans, but you need to understand, Leo, that you can change them according to your turf, if I can say it that way, or according to your standards. You can readopt stuff. If something you do not like, you definitely don't have to take it into the upcoming week. Although you will have the impression, and there is going to be there almost the incentive that that's how it should be, and you have to struggle and suffer through it no matter what. Well, that's not the case. Okay, and you can definitely say, I'm not gonna take part of this ordeal or of this project and so on and so forth, and just go about and replace it with something more pleasant, like for example nice dinner with friends or with beloved one, having your beverages together. And that what is this gonna show to you, Leo? It is that sometimes, you know, sometimes having a strict plans, sometimes having how can I put it into words, things that are calculated to maximum does not leave you room to maneuver, and therefore a perfect plan, it's not a perfect thing to have. You always need to have somewhat of a backdoor out there, whether it is within your relationship or whether it is within your career, and such a backdoor is what you are going to find. Now, bottom line here of your week, it is that you will become much more aligned with your environment, in a way of that if an enterprise person, you know, job or a project does not give you just as much as you think you deserve, or rather like does not reciprocate with you in a quality and quantity, then you will not reciprocate with them as well, or rather like you will reciprocate with them instead. And thus, if your boss pays you just a normal salary, for example, it seems that you're gonna learn kinda to work from 9 to 5 and not a single second more than that. If your boyfriend or a girlfriend kinda like gives you attention only on occasions which suits them best, well, that's what you're going to do as well. So it's kind of like tanto for tanto, it is what we like to say, or whatever knocks, as so answers on the door. But by the end, it seems that as we have the King of Pentacles here, it seems that you are gonna get invested in, so to speak, either from a person or from a organization. There will be an individual or again an organization which will be willing to give you more than you are getting right now. So if you do feel like unappreciated either within your career or within your relationship, just wait throughout the week, because by the end of it, it seems that you will have that narrative, you will have that direction that will allow you to unfold fully and get paid for it, whether in emotions or whether in salary as well. Moving next, we do have Virgo. Melanie, right now I'm going to read for Virgo. Other than that, I am a Scorpio sign. All right, so Virgo, 10 of Wands, followed by the 10 of Swords. Moving next, that is going to be the 4 of Wands, and the final one, that is going to be the Knight of Cups. What do you know? Right, so it seems like escape for Virgo, or rather like they are trying to break free from something. Probably Virgo, you may be hoping that you're gonna break free from that thing, I don't know, this week. It could be breaking free from love, breaking free from dependency. It's not something like a loan, all right? It's not something that it is a an aspect of deprivation. It's more like an enterprise for you to break free. No different than you thought that this enterprise is going to be fun, great, you know, and very beneficial. You kind of jumped into it and you saw that actually that is a bigger deal than you thought it is, and now you're trying to slink your way out of it. Not gonna happen, guys, unfortunately. Well, it can if you definitely want to do so, but you will have to pay a huge price for that, and we can see that with the 10 of Swords. Okay, with the 10 of Swords into the second position. So there are some drastic thoughts in your mind, right? You are about to make some kind of a drastic action or a drastic decision. I can advise you to hold down your horses, at least for this week, because it seems that you are going to do the wrong thing, unfortunately. And all the message here is that you should carry on for what you signed for. You signed for a relationship, and now you're seeing that that relationship, it is not as perfect as you thought it is. Well, you need to carry on with it, at least throughout this week, to make your due into that relationship. Same thing about your job. Because not just only that you will make the progress you need, but also at the end you will get the results you deserve through the Knights of Cups. So with the Knights of Cups at the end, Virgo, your rewards are going to completely reciprocate to your actions and to your efforts as well. You may not like the job because it's not going easy on you, but by the end of the month, when you get your salary, you will see that that thing actually worth it. Same thing goes for a relationship. You know, you may not see much of a attention right now, but should you play by the rules of this current relationship, you will see the attention by the end of the month. It is like breaking free without giving the, how can I put it into words, the necessary time the thing to develop, and the necessary time the thing to unfold and to show you exactly what you can gain from it, if you will. Not to mention here that what you involved yourself into, whether it is a promise, whether it is a relationship or a job, happens to be with the Four of Wands here, happens to be a very important part in your life, and is going to be a very important part in your life. Through it, you will finalize important cycles of developments, and breaking free from it, you will not gonna be able to, and that is gonna be a bigger loss than any amount of money and than any person whatsoever. So highly advisable to think one more time about the decision, the drastic decision that you are going to make, from which there is no going back from. All right. Hello Bree, welcome to the stream. Long time no see, by the way. MT, thank you so much for your $5 support. Thank you so much, Mattia, and make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where you're gonna get your personalized reading of the week. Right, so moving next, we do have a Virgo. Libra, I'm sorry. Moving next, we do have Libra. Hello, Nin. None. Libra, your card. Oh my god, we do have the Queen of Wands by the Chariot. I want that reading, guys. Hopefully Scorpio is gonna have a similar one. Then it is the Seven of Pentacles. And the final one, that is going to be the SDR. No wonder. Well, it seems that this week you are to be the one touched with the grace of the universe, okay? And with the, how can I put it into words, with the radiance of pleasantry. Because the only thing that this reading is saying about it is that all of your ordeals, or rather like all of your enterprises, all of your deeds, let's call it that way, let's make it even broader, right? All of your deeds, they're gonna go extremely easy on you, okay? I mean, extremely easy. Results are gonna be out there, not just only results, opportunities, okay? Opportunities. By the end of this week, you are gonna have so many gainful enterprises to choose from, and all of them is gonna be very interesting. The only problem, guys, that you're gonna have throughout the week, it is choosing what you wanna do from there on moving forward, whom you wanna be with. And when I say whom you wanna be with, you are going to be so attractive, okay? So make sure, if you are going on about with friends and you want to, how can I put it into words, attract people, put up your best makeup, put up your best clothes, because you are going to be like a bonfire on a wasteland of ice. Everybody will try to get your attention and to be around you. And other things that will help you throughout the week, it is that you may call it an intuition, but it's not exactly an intuition. You will have that sharp and astute sense into the human nature. There are only about 2 cards in tarot which are giving you the gift of the knowledge of the human nature. Actually 3 cards, but one of them it's not exactly. The other one is the knowledge of the human soul, whatever. two cards that gives you the knowledge of the human nature. One, it is that part of the human nature, knowing what are people going through, you know, what they're feeling, and are they sad or not, what one thing means for them or not, and so on and so forth. You may think that that's great. Well, wait to see your gift or to hear about your gift. The other side of the human nature, which is displayed by the Queen of Wands here, it is knowing what people need, knowing their strengths and their weaknesses, and knowing how to exploit. Well, exploit is quotes in quotes, let's say take advantage of these things. So when you get introduced to somebody, you will immediately know what these people are good for, what they're bad for, their pluses, their minuses, and what can use them for if you do want to do so. And such a thing, such a perception is gonna make you you will have the will to prevail. It's not even a will, but the capability to prevail in every single personal situation, in every single interaction, project, clients, and so on and so forth. And the best it is that you will not going to be deprived. And how can I put it into words? You will not gonna feel like used throughout the week. Whatever you do, even if it is not meant to give you as much as you want, should you put the efforts, is going to give you. So you can definitely milk things for all they got if that is what you do have for a goal here. And out of that, what is going to come about, it is, like I said, a gaining for enterprises, which you get to choose which one you're going to go about with. And the only problem this week really for you is deciding what you want to do, whom you want to be with, what you want to work, and so on and so forth. It's really great one for Libra. The most negative thing that I can say, it is that because things are going to be so smooth, productive, and truly exploding in progress, you may kind of grow in ego and become more proud than you should. Well, it's not like you should not be proud of your accomplishments, but let's go about with the gamer parable. No matter how good you are in a video game, in this world, there is always someone that it is simply better than you, right? So keep that in mind, because at some point you may meet your match. Not this week, but at some point. Yeah, it's a good news. Naomi, thank you so much for your $2 US support. Thank you so much, Naomi. Make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where you are going to get your personalized reading of the week itself. And now, hold your breath, all right? Just hold your breath. We are going for a Scorpio. God knows I really, really need a good one for that. You are the author of Humble. Well, we're going to see about that after this week is over. Oh, we do have the Knights of Cups for a change. For a change. Moving next, oh my god, that is going to be the Queen of Cups, followed by the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. I am content. I am content about Scorpio. So let's start with the negative stuff, okay? The negative stuff, it is that there are some people in our environment which they think they know us, okay? Which they think that's, it's not like we don't have what to give, but it is like we don't have an impact on certain enterprises. Let's say your boss thinks that you have no impact further in the work and you can't grow. Well, these people are up to be surprised big time. The last thing we need throughout the week, it is somebody to hold our hand. It will be very, very, very bad for us to show our true negative emotions if we do have such. Okay. One thing about you lovely birds of Scorpio, it is that this week is going to be imperative because if you are stuck into the friendship zone here with the Queen of Cups, it's not like there is no going out of it. It's gonna be so difficult. The thing about the Queen of Cups, guys, it is that the Queen of Cups is more Mother Teresa than, I don't know, than a lover, let's say it that way. Queen of Cups, it is more, it loves you in a way a mother loves a child rather than a man loves a woman. Okay, so it will be very important should you happen to start dating throughout the week, and I'm talking about a new enterprises, okay, new dates. Old ones, they are going about their path and you already made that impression, hopefully, but it's very important if you happen to start dating into the upcoming week, to make your suitor know what your intentions are, at least at that point. Say you go about on a date and you like the person, but you like them in a romantic way, well, make them know that. You don't have to be bruisey, you know, saying that, well, if we're not going to be together, then we're not going to talk anymore, but just make them aware that you like them for a different of being friendship. Whether they are going to go about it or not, that's a different story. But if you don't go about it, rest assured, you are going to stuck into the friendship zone for what it seems. Is it though a good week to chase romantic interests? It is a fantastic week to chase a romantic interest, not just because we do have the Knight of Cups into the core of the reading. This card more says that throughout this week, our hopes and dreams are going to become possible, but it's going to require from us some efforts to make those hopes and dreams happen, and the effort is going about it, like I said. So if a person that happens to be very close to what you hope to be with appears and asks you out on a date, or you know, you ask them out on a date and they agree, don't leave them hanging and wondering what your intentions are. Just do it right away. I mean, say it right away, because that's what effort means. Kind of like giving gifts and these kind of stuff, they are usually misunderstood. You need to know that the Knights of Cups, contrary to the expectation, it is the only court of cups that relies on their efforts and does not leave anything on chance. They do things in a way that nothing is left on chance. And when you do a present, unless it is accompanied with some kind of like explanatory message with it, like a letter or something like that, you may be taken wrongly, and that is going to be bad for your hopes and dreams. Same thing goes about a job. That's if you do have hopes and dreams about your job, Scorpio, into the upcoming week, you may have the chance to accomplish these goals and dreams, but again, you need to make your announcement. You are invited on an interview for a job you really want to take a part of. Well, make your claim. You want to work for that salary, that many hours, with such a team, and so on and so forth, because otherwise it may turn out that this job, it is not exactly what you hoped to be into. And for those who are single, very important throughout the week, that is because we do have the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, I'm sorry, into the third position. Guys, go out and date. Okay, you do have the opportunity to do so. If you can't go out and date, sign up for some kind of a dating apps. That is just an alternative way. The Eight of Pentacles, when it comes to single people, it kind of shows you that you gotta step into the world. Okay, you have been in slumber for a long time, and you can't go about anymore like that. Other than that, with the Eight of Pentacles, This week is fantastic for a Scorpio to execute plans and ideas that took a long time to manifest in our mind, and as well to prepare. But bottom line is that at the end of the week, we are gonna really lay a solid foundations of something, whether it is career or whether it is a relationship related, and from there the challenge even continues. And when I say a challenge, I don't mean it in a bad way. The challenge means growth and growing. It is there to stay. But what I can say for certain, it is that we do have certain expectations, right, about our love life, say, or about our career. All of them met in this week, should we put the effort behind it. It's a great week, guys. And it may happen that we are the dream of somebody else as well. Okay, so if you see a romantic interest throughout this week, don't be surprised, guys. Act upon it. Okay, do not wonder. Wondering, it is the worst you can do. And as well, becoming a friend, it is the worst you can do as well. Yeah, you don't want to complicate things. Right, so that was for a Scorpio, and now the second break is taking place. Like said, guys, in this break, one of you is gonna get a free reading from me. All you gotta do so that to happen, it is just input a question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of these questions, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Other than that, anyone who supports the stream through Super Chat is gonna get their reading at the end, regardless. And if you do wish a personalized reading with me, you can go to my website, which you are going to find in the description down below. And there you're going to see at the very front page a full list of my services, their pricing as well. And based on your budget and your needs, you can go about for whichever one suits you best. Well, if you can't go out, sign up for some kind of a dating app, whichever one is popular in your country. Melanie. But kind of like very opportunistic week for what it seems. Hopefully not, Sandy, depriving poor man from your presence. It's not a good thing. You're torturing certain people, I guess. Yeah, it's a great one. I'm really excited. The scary part, though, guys, it is that from some time I am kind of like keeping marks of the Scorpio readings, and more or less they are kind of like reflecting on my environment as well. Not to a big extent, but that is to be expected, okay? Because we are different people at the end of the day, and in order to, how can I put it into words, generally to get an impression of what's going on with you, you need to do astrology over yourself. You do need to do tarot reading as well, and also a numerology chart, just to get a glimpse of the differences that happens in between different Scorpio. Because is there a Scorpio here, for example, I don't know, if there is there a Scorpio here, whoever is Scorpio, your situation right now is different than mine. Okay, it's completely different than mine. So you can't apply the whole thing. You can, but just in a general sense. Yeah, Mattia, your situation is definitely different than mine. I mean, it's completely different. So and Raylene, I don't know about your situation. I know Matthias one, but I reckon yours is different than mine either. Yeah, the ascendant reading is more accurate. That's true, Anna. But most people or some people, they don't know about the ascendant. They don't know what ascendant they are, and that's why we do them for the sun. But if you listen to your ascendant sign, you are going to get a more accurate understanding of what is going to go about. Naomi, I am doing only online dating, so I guess it's not difficult at all. In fact, I do prefer it for the first conversation, that is, okay? So I don't think that it is difficult for Scorpio to. All right, so Raylene wants to know more specific regarding her employment. So let's check it out. I picked one because it's conducted through a elemental dignities, and I love this method, just so you know. Oh, we are different from Cancer and Pisces. All right, Raylene. First one, that is going to be the Ace of Cups. Then we do have the Three of Pentacles, and the final one, that is going to be the Seven of Wands. So, Raylene, it seems, at least according to these cards, it is that you do think that you do have enemies there. Okay, like people don't wishes you the best. That's untrue. If that's the case, if you do see people being hostile towards you, that is because they are not entirely certain, are you working for the best interest of the company. So it will be very important for you to open up for your colleagues, okay, in a sense of that, how can I put it into words, to invite them more to work with you, be more engaging with them, and so on and so forth. It's very important as well to listen to the people which are longer than you are into your employment or into your career. That is because what they are gonna tell you, it's actually something you can use. Okay, nobody is giving you a bad advice, at least not for now, for according to these cards. And if you do open up and you do show a reciprocation to the goal of the company, to the goal of your employment, you will get a lot of support, and that may surprise you right away. But the biggest thing about your job here, for what we can see, it is that this job can become a really pleasant one even more. This job can shift in such a drastic way that you would love every morning waking up and going there and do your work. Is going to become pleasant, paying off. It will solve a lot of your problems as well, and in general is going to become a huge part of your reality, a good part of your reality. But again, it's very important to kind of like make that bridge in between you and your colleagues and show them that you are not a threat, you are not a conspirator, you are not somebody that it is against them, but instead you wish and want to learn and work with them. All right, so that was your answer, Raylene. That was the second giveaway of a free reading. There is going to be a third one, guys, just so you know, once I am done with Pisces. And again, for anyone who supports the stream through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of it, regardless are they picked into these free readings or not. So a couple of minutes, and I'm going to move to the last 4 star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. But, but Naomi, just from a personal experience, when it comes to yeah, you have to trust them to assist. They don't want to embarrass you, Raylene. For what I remember from the cards, they don't want to embarrass you. They don't want to take the spoils. They just want the job to be get done. If you are afraid about stuff, you need to know that people completely understand that nobody had born teached, right? Nobody is born a master of their craft. You do need time to learn. You do need time to master as well. And these people want to help you. They don't want to kind of like embarrass you or humiliate you. Melanie, thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you so much. And Melanie, make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personalized reading of the upcoming week. Actually, the week that just started, because it started for me already. So yeah, open up a little bit more, and you will see that things are going to be so much more pleasant and easier, you know, and productive, and paying off as well for you. All right, let me shuffle, and going for the last 4 star signs. I was about to say, so Naomi, just from a personal experience, not personal experience, but as a Scorpio, as a very strong Scorpio, because I do have a huge representative there of a planet, don't take things for granted. I mean, I don't know if it comes from just only that, but you will find us agreeing to things very easy. But this isn't because, you know, we sacrifice something, but it is because things we are agreeing to makes no difference to us. We do not compete as a Scorpio, okay? For example, you do want to go out on a date with that Scorpio, right? And you do propose a certain restaurant to go on a date, that Scorpio is going to say right away, if they don't have anything special prepared, that is, they will say, okay, fine, let's go about with your choice. But this isn't because they are, how can I put it into words, a weak in spirit, or they do kind of make sacrifices. For them, what is important is that they are going to go on a date with you. They don't care where, for as long as they are on a date with you. And that's why don't take that for granted. Don't contest it, because that is the worst thing you can do, to contest that the Scorpio is kind of like not putting up to the challenge, because when they put up the challenge, you will find it very difficult to overcome. In fact, there is no overcoming it. When the Scorpio takes the stance of a challenge, it's either their way or it is the highway, and you don't want that. Elaine, thank you so much for your 14 Canadian. Thank you so much, Elaine. Make sure again that you do stick around up until the end of the stream, where you're gonna get your personalized reading of the transit, or of the week, that is. But this is how I am, okay? This is just how I am. And the worst, it is that when we do take that stance, you know, we don't care. We don't care what we're going to lose. We accept every loss. We already made peace with any loss whatsoever. So even emotional manipulation doesn't work at all. Because if you say, well, then I'm gonna leave you, well, fine, just go away. You know, that's your choice, not mine. So don't contest that state of theirs or of the Scorpio when they agree and go about things that, you know, other star signs would kind of like contest. Here, Mattia is also agreed to that. It doesn't end well. But other than that, you will find us very reasonable, you know, when you don't put the knife on our bone. All right, so Sagittarius, the Sun, followed by the Queen of Pentacles. Moving next, that is going to be the Knights of Cups. And the final one for you, Sagittarius, we do have the Queen of Cups. I am Aquarius moon as well, Naomi. Is the difference between Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer? I am not an astrologer, okay? I am not an astrologer, but Pisces are, I think Pisces are the most emotional out of everybody, okay? When it comes to relationships, Pisces are the most emotional out of everyone, and it seems that they also kind of like that goes along with Tarot, though. They kind of like daydream things. For them, everything is perfect in their mind. That is because Pisces, it's the moon card in Tarot, and moon card kind of like tends affiliates with fantasies, or rather like it tends to fall into fantasies, and when these fantasies doesn't come true, they're kind of like very unhappy, to say the least, disappointed. But that said, Pisces are the least mercantile star sign, meaning that you can't really impress Pisces with money. You can't impress them with the material gains and these kind of stuff. Only thing that Pisces care about, it is that they met you and they want to be with you. And that's a funny thing, because Pisces, of all star signs, kind of believe that there is something like we are meant to be together, and when they kind of like roll that thing on their finger, nothing goes outside of that. Scorpio, again, talking from Tarot perspective, it's represented by the Death card, and therefore, like I said, they are Scorpio, they are very good with kind of like accepting things, so to speak, because the Death card is all about change when you think about it. And like I said, for Scorpio, it's more important the grand scheme of things. It's important for me to be on a date with you. I don't care where. I mean, we can change one place for another place. Doesn't really matter to me, for as long as I am on a date with you, or I am in love with you, or I am, or I don't know how to put it into words, or I am you know, having family with you. I don't care where we're gonna go on a holiday, for as long as I'm with you. Cancer, from another hand, Cancer is represented by the Chariot card. And the Chariot, it is very headstrong. The Chariot, it is very even indomitable, if you will, but that is only if they have a fulcrum. And usually for Cancer, the fulcrum is family. When they get into a relationship, they just want to know that this is going to pay off in a certain way. And how does relationship pay off? Well, when you make a family. So they will do anything they can, anything on their power and beyond that, to sustain that relationship. Okay, that's the difference. Well, yeah, you can say it that way. All right, so a big digression here. Let's get back to Sagittarius. So the Sun card one more time with the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the final one that is going to be the Queen of Cups. So Sagittarius, we do have a battle that is leading in your name. I mean, two people fighting for you, pretty classic case here, or fighting for your attention. One is old, one is new. We do have the old one sitting as the Queen of Pentacles. We do have the new one sitting as the Knights of Cups. Very trivial example is when you broke up with somebody and you found a new person to fall in love with, but that old person, they want you back and they're trying to convince you in it. Okay, and that is exactly how the Queen of Pentacles works here, that this individual is going to try to convince you that you have not yet finished, that you still have what to work with, that you still have what to unfold, that you still have what to give to one another, whether in career or whether in relationship. On another hand, hello KDK. On another hand, the Knights of Cups, that person is gonna hold or is going to have a proposition like stands for like everything you want at that point, whether it is a career or whether it is a relationship. Unfortunately, you do have a choice to make here. I cannot tell you which one is going to be, because either of them is going to suit you. We do have the Sun card, okay, as the start, and it kind of points that either of these people are a natural progression for you. You can make it, or in other words, you can make it work with both options, with both options available. So you get to choose which one you're gonna go about with. Okay, the guidance of the cards, it is to go about with the one that is gonna make you happier. You will know which one that is. For the other one, you're just gonna feel obliged to respond. The cards are also giving a clue which person you should go about with, and that is the new one. Okay, but that's again, it's a guidance from the cards. For your personal self, you may decide that you want to go with the first one, which is the one you already know. The only thing you need to know, guys, it is that once you do make your choice, is going to be for a very, very long time, and you do lose the other option available, meaning that if you do choose the new person to go about on a business venture or on a relationship, you cannot go back to your ex even if things doesn't work out with the person you chose, and vice versa as well. But in the grand scheme of things, you can expect by the end of this week your emotional distress, for as much as you have it, to be set to rest, and as well your career to proceed in a rather ordinary fashion that promises for a monetary gains afterwards. All right, that was for Sagittarius. Next one, we do have Capricorn. You're just on time, Krista. Lucky you, I suppose. All right, so Capricorn, the Emperor, with the second one, which is the King of Wands, followed by the third one of the Ace of Cups, and the final one, that is going to be the Hangman. That is very interesting. It's a very simple message. Go about with what makes you happy. A very simple message. It may be hard. It will be hard, though. It will be hard. That is because we do have the Emperor on the first position, the King of Wands into the second, which is, I don't think it's a person, but it could be a person, okay? And should be a person that will be a very, very ambitious individual. And it's a person only if we're talking about a ongoing enterprises. King of Cups basically happens to be either your boss or your father, or if you are, say, in a marriage, your wife or a husband that is kind of like putting their foot on your neck, and it's basically does not allow you to breathe. These are a very, very ambitious people, and it's simply these cards here are speaking that you have to break free from these people so you can kind of like regain back control, not just only over your life, but over your happiness as well. And it's gonna feel hard because we do have the Hangman. It seems that there is a dependency that you have to something, at least according to these cards, whether it is dependency to the job you do or to the family you're in, you know, whether it is a love family or a parental family. It could be a social circle as well, and you will feel almost like naked, hopeless, helpless without that support. But this support that you get from that aspect, it kind of restricts you more than it gives you freedom. It gives you with one hand like this, and with the other it takes like this, you know. So it's how can I put it into, it's a limitation. What I think though that it is not a person, but it is more like a lifestyle, maybe I should say, a very, very ambitious lifestyle that you go about with. And here I'm not saying that you need to abandon that lifestyle. If it suits you, that's great, but it seems that the ambition at first, that it was something you enjoyed, it's something you liked, it transformed into how do you call, we do have in our language, in Bulgarian language, a word for that. I can't find it in English. How do you call it when you do have a goal and you now chase the goal just for the sake of it, because you can't let it go, either from a pride, you know, or a fear of humiliation, something like this. You know, it is like you just don't want to, how can I put it into words? You don't want to admit to yourself that you are getting a bit too far with your ambition. And that is something, the very least, that you need to think about here, Capricorn. And the guidance of the cards, it is the Ace of Cups. Many people interpret this card as love, right? You're gonna fall in love. Well, it's possible, but not entirely in this case. The Ace of Cups energy helps you, and the Ace of Cups, it is love for life itself. Okay, so go about with what makes you love it. Okay, you love going out drinking with people, just go about and do it. You love to spend time at certain place, go about and do it. You love to spend time with somebody, go about and do it. And that way you will follow happiness. You may have questions as well, how to gain control over every aspect of your life. Well, unfortunately, this answer is not going to be in denial. Thank you, Melanie. In denial. So it's an expression in English. It's not a word, but still, thank you so much. So you may have a question, you know, where your life is going to right now, what you're going to do about it, and so on and so forth. You are not going to get the answer right now, okay? Because we do have the Hangman at the end. And the Hangman, that's the thing. You may think you know it, but you don't. Because the Hangman, it is the moment where the more you try to put an end to whatever it is, a job, a problem, an opinion, the more difficult it becomes to sustain it in any way. The Hangman resolves itself on its own accord. Just the way the man hangs on a tree and see the world upside down in a completely opposite way, different perspective. That is how you're gonna learn to see it. Your job, your friends, your love, whatever it is, okay? And the only thing you gotta do to, how can I put it into, to speed up that process, just do what makes you happy. Life doesn't have to be difficult for you. Life doesn't have to be stagnant. Life doesn't have to be ordinary or whatever. Life can be happy for you, Capricorn, and I suggest you take that chance. Just to estimate when the Hangman is going to end, like when you will kind of fully have that perspective, that will be about the end of July. So about the end of July. Okay. And that's about Capricorn. For some practical reading here, it seems that if you happen to work, you are going to do exceptionally good job there. Just don't become way too ambitious, guys. That is only going to hurt you, because again, as we do have the Hangman at the end, you can go just that far and not a mile further, or not a step further. So you reach a certain results, you know, and you do want to make a bigger results throughout the week, as you do have time, you do have resources, but from the other side of the situation, it is just impossible. So, you know, do what it is, do what hangs on you, and leave others to do their part as well. That's what it is needed. And when it comes to love, again, do what makes you feel well, do what makes you feel happy, or spend time with whomever makes you happy, and so on and so forth. And it doesn't have to be that you're gonna end up together. Maybe through that person you will understand what love is, or where to find it, you know, whatever it is, whatever, how can I put it into words, blocks you to find love if you are single, or blocks you to love the person you are with, you know, if you are in a relationship, is going to become more understandable if you do what makes you happy. Simple as that. All right, so that was Capricorn. Moving next, we do have Aquarius. That is a long way to go. Well, if you think about it, not that long of a way. Now, bear in mind, I never said what you are to sacrifice. Now, everything has a price, and you will have to pay it, which is your ambition. You know, you may have your ambition, Pisces Moonbeam, to be, I don't know, to be a huge business lady, but your family makes you happy. Well, unfortunately, you will have to sacrifice your ambition to be happy. Simple as that. Aquarius. I am rising Aquarius, and my Jupiter is in Aquarius. So, Aquarius. Oh my god, we do have the devil. Followed by the Two of Pentacles. Moving next, that is to be the Seven of Swords. And things are getting better and better. And then we do have the Two of Cups. Yeah, well, Aquarius. I hope you are single. Okay, just how I'm gonna say it. I hope you're single, guys, because whatever your needs are, I guess you can satiate those needs. When it comes to love, intimacy, etc., etc. I really hope that you are single, or at least that you don't have any romantic interest. okay? For those who does have a romantic interest though, it seems that you are allowing a bit too much to your romantic interest, at least at that point, okay? And throughout this week, you Aquarius are going to learn to say no to certain things. I'm not saying that you do not have any spine, but you don't have spine for certain aspects of your relationship that are breaking certain boundaries, and you will kind of like rebuild those boundaries throughout this particular week, and as a result the relationship you're in will become balanced. It will become, it's not even balanced, it will become equal. It's like, it's not like a relationship, it's more like a unity what is going to happen out there. But for you guys who are single, for us guys who are single, first of all, you can we can approach literally anyone with these cards, because we do have the devil, which means we do have the power not exactly to seduce, but to make the right impression, let's say it that way, an impression according to what we want that person to see us as. And not just only that, but as well, with the Seven of Swords into the third position, we are going to make a clear representation. Oh my god, I don't know that word. I don't believe that the dictionary is going to show it to me either. Hold on a second. I really want to use that word. English doesn't have it. English language doesn't have it at all. What in the world? Doesn't have it even as a slang. All right. Well, basically what the word is, it is when you make the other side aware of what you are there for, okay, and what you want and what you anticipate. It is just you make it clear what you are, and again how you stand. So that is what we are going to do with no problem whatsoever, and it's going to be accepted. Is going to be accepted very well, okay, from the other side. Usually when person do that, it kind of has faces a reservation, it faces a it faces a resistance, so to speak, but not this time around. On a more practical level, guys, extremely good week to make partnerships and to forge alliances, okay? You do need an ally about something, perfect week to do so. You do have a wish or a yearning, so to speak, a perfect week to accomplish this yearning. It is basically, you will have the necessary circumstances to do that. It's not like, you know Bulgarian? Or Ilos, you do know Bulgarian? Or up front, straight out, yeah, maybe. To upfront yourself, maybe so. Is there anyone who kind of like knows Bulgarian and as well speaks English freely? Or come clean, not exactly, because come clean, it is when you have done something and you are no, it's not Indominions, it's indomitable. Indomitable means unable to move. You know, Cancer has a goal and nothing is able to stray or move away Cancer from the goal. You don't need it, Melanie. So For Aquarius, it's not like you will have the circumstances, you will forge the circumstances. Basically, Aquarius, whatever you say goes, whatever you need can be manifested into the upcoming week. But you can be best if you do try to manifest love out there. Okay, so you feel lonely, you will have no problem to just attract it, to make it. It's not even attracting it, to make it. Oh, so Eva speaks. You do speak Bulgarian, you do speak English, I assume. So how are you going to translate this particular word? I'm gonna type it down, all right? I'm gonna type it down. You guys can check it in dictionary if you want to. How you are going to translate that? Because the dictionary cannot find any translation. So finally, for Aquarius, guys, courage. It's not even a courage, guts. It is what you do require into the upcoming week. Being afraid of act, being afraid to ask, being afraid to claim, worst you can do. And last but not least, we do have Pisces. Right, so we do have the moon, followed by the devil. Moving next, we do have the emperor. And the last one, that is going to be the page of pentacles. Those 4 cards. What do you mean toast? Toast is the word? I don't believe so. I don't believe it. All right, so Pisces, show your cards. Again, not exactly. That is more like a claim you do. You know, you make a claim what you want, without having any history. It's different. It's different. But yeah, it's all right. So Pisces, the week is going to be very sobering, so to speak. Let's start with the bad stuff. The bad stuff is that this week you will have to go about a, yeah, it's oh my god, yeah, cheers. It's not hello. No matter, guys. So Pisces, this week you will have to go about a completely opposite onto what you or where you want to go about with. Okay. For example, you will have to go about with your career rather than with your love life, but you really want to develop your love life. The thing is that you are going to have a call to arms. A call to arms in quotes. It's not going to be a bad thing, but it's going to be a fateful event, fateful enterprise, or a fateful circumstances that you will have to address right away. You will know that it is important. Okay, it's just there is no denying it, and you have to take a part of it. And that will, unfortunately, how can I put it into words, put the things in such a way that this is going to be a week where you will have to do what you need to do rather than do what you want to do. That is unfortunately. Another thing it is that you are not going to feel very comfortable when it comes to love itself. That is because it's not like there aren't going to be any feelings, or rather like a pleasant feelings, but you will be baffled, so to speak, or um, you will be unsure what to make out of those feelings. And the thing it is that these feelings are going to are going to fluctuate. Okay, so one morning you are going to feel very ecstatic and content and enthusiastic about the job tomorrow, but in couple of hours after, or on the next morning, you are going to feel not that enthusiastic anymore. Also, you may be prone to believe into the, not the doom and gloom, but rather like in a less favorable outcome than the other. And all that, it is because the circumstances which are going to surround your enterprises into the upcoming week are going to be in obscurity. What I mean is that, say somebody approaches you, you really like the woman or you really like the guy, they ask you out and you go out on a date and you kind of like have a really good time, but then that person kind of like disappears in a couple of days, then they come back and you just don't know what to make out of that. Okay, but the thing about Pisces in this week, it is that everything that happens to you this week that's kind of like feels as a sense of emergency, it will play a huge role into your future. So you can't deny anything. Okay, one way or the other, you will have to take part of it, but it will be best if you are, how can I put it into words, you are aware of what you are doing, you are conscious about your participation into these enterprises. So what is going to be the best thing for you to do, Pisces, into the upcoming week? Well, try to be as much reliable as possible to your beloved one, to your career, okay, or to the job that you're working at, to your children, to your family, and etc, etc. Try as well to exert control everywhere you can, and try to resist any temptations whatsoever. Do not go for the easy way forward, go for the right way forward, and believe me, you will know when the right way comes about. And finally, here, don't underestimate the need of a rest and respite. You will have your chances to take a break, and when that happens, don't be in denial that you need it. Just do it. Ultimately, at the end, what could come out of it are a few things. Okay, more common or most common out of these things are that you may be rewarded with a long-term job or really profitable project. And what can come out in terms of love, should you be single, then a friendship may transcend into more than just a friendship. Or in other words, a friend of yours may approach you and tell you, you know, I like you for more than a friend. I really want to be with you for a friendship. You get to decide what you want to do with it. Okay, you don't have to say yes. And in terms of a ongoing relationship, you can expect things to kind of like deepen up in between you two, like becoming a stronger than things are right now. All right, so that was for the 12 star signs. And now the last free reading giveaway, the last time of this stream, it is when I am going to read for one of you guys for free here. And in the next about 5 minutes, you get to ask a question into the comments down below. After these 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to produce a professional reading on that question. And right after that, the super chat readings are going to take place. Anyone who supports the stream through super chat is going to get their reading at the end of it, which is in about a few minutes, regardless are they picked or not into these free readings. And finally, if you do want your personalized reading with me, you can go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below of this live stream. And there on the very front page, you are to see, guys, full list of my services and as well their pricing. Eva, you mean Gemini, a person Gemini, or twins? Because that word Bliznazi means either of these things, depending on the context. And you haven't engraved the context here. Christy, I don't read health. Gemini, all right. I'm gonna pull on it right now. Everybody, you open that door, all right? You do open that door, and now everybody is gonna know about your business idea. You're not taking someone's questions. This is just for, I don't know, for fun. Almost anything but health. So these are your cards for the business idea. Just I'm gonna be very brief. Oh, it is for us. Well, right away I ain't gonna like it. I just ain't gonna like it right away. I was about to tell you that whomever that business idea is with, they ain't gonna like it. It's not like okay, the idea is for you. Then whomever you are having that idea with, okay, they are not gonna like it at all. It's not like not gonna like it at all, it just is not gonna be their thing, or the way that you want that idea to take place, it's not gonna be their thing. So it will be a bit difficult for you, Pisces Moonbeam, to make people work with you. That's the problem with your idea, at least according to these cards. If you are asking, or if you are wondering, is that idea workable or not, like is it gonna work out or not? It can work out, but you need to be careful how much you carry on with it. It's very important that within the framework of this idea, you do not burn out, but instead maintain the things in the normal range. You know, don't go in either of the extreme, like don't kind of like powerhouse through it, or rather like or the other way it is that don't be indifferent to it as well. It is just, it needs to be a healthy relationship in between you and that idea. And then whatever setbacks you do face, you will find a way how to resolve those setbacks. All right, so let's pick a question. Matthew, the person that made that channel going, it is not me. Okay, I just read tarot cards. There is another one who actually maintains the channel and carries on with the social media and so on and so forth. So they are the one that I need to thank for that. The channel, it is at a state that it is right now. All right, so let's get to the questions. All right, so I want to address a few questions before I go to the one I picked. So, like I said, I don't read health. There is one saying that's will my daughter and I gonna move into a new place? I can't give you a definitive answer here, Janelle. That is because your question implies a decision making. You can find a new place or move into a new place wherever you decide to do so. How, that's a different story. You may get a loan, you know, or help or so on and so forth. But if you do decide, you are gonna do so. Now, I assume that you are asking that question with a hope that I'm gonna tell you that there are going to be the perfect circumstances out there, that you're going to do it without any sacrifice. Now, while that may be possible, I highly doubt that that is going to be what the cards are showing. They were going to show that you can do so if you do certain sacrifice that you will have to, okay? So the answer to that is that you are going to find a new and steady home. You just have to make the sacrifice so that to happen. The other one, it is about kind of like Olga. Will I have an offer of a relationship this month? Again, a decision-making reading, which I don't do in the free readings, okay? Because that offer depends on someone's decision. That person needs to decide to give you the offer, and I do not take a free will of other people. So the only question that actually it's something I can do, it is Eva Jovic, which is where is my love going forwards? Are me and the Gemini I'm with gonna be happy? So let's check it out. Those are your cards, Eva. We do have the Death with the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Knights of Cups, and the final one, that is going to be the Ace of Cups. You are not going to be happy with that person, but with another one that is going to appear in about 1 year from now, okay? It's just, unfortunately, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card, this relationship you are in, it's overdue, okay? And how long you are gonna keep around with it, there that's up to you. Okay, according to these cards at least. As soon as things doesn't suit you, you gotta make your leave. When we do have the death card, that means that whatever you are, especially on the first position, that means that whatever you are asking for already did its part in your life, and now it's time for you to move on to the next thing, unfortunately. So that's what those cards are showing. Mason, thank you so much for your $1 US. Thank you so much, Mason. Make sure you do stick around a little bit longer, where I'm gonna draw a card for you for the upcoming week. All right, just give me a couple of minutes, guys, and I'm gonna move to the super chat readings. You're welcome. I guess it disappointed you, the answer, but it is what it is. I stayed up. I stayed up all night. I'm in Bulgaria, Selena. Detached. It's not the word that I should use. I think, Naomi, it is that people are giving way too big of a value to love than actually love is. Am I single? Yes, I am single. I'm single since about 4 years. It is just, I don't know, either I am ugly, or kind of like my behavior is unacceptable, or it is just I am immature. I don't know why, but it's just I don't catch the attention of women, and I kind of like accepted that. Or probably it is because I am not emotional. That is another thing about me. Kind of like emotional, where I do not, how can I put it into words? I do not show emotions to things that does not matter. Now, is it love? Are you have to be detached from love? No, you should not be detached from love, but people are giving way too big of a value to love, and people do forget that love worth zero, nothing. It literally worth nothing without trust and reliability. You can love somebody to the heaven and earth, all right? You can love somebody from earth to heavens. If you do not trust them, that love only going to hurt you, and it's gonna hurt you big time. Okay, the true love, according to tarot, that is, it kind of develops slowly. It is not something that hits you right away. Of course, you do have the interest, you do have the chemistry, which is out there, but you do not kind of like it, you don't have that feeling that you can't live with that person. You just have that pleasant time with them. You know that you can always talk with that person. You know that if you do ask that person to do, they are gonna do it. And this isn't because that person doesn't have a spine, but because they have a thing for you. They trust you, you trust them as well. And then with that interaction, kind of like love starts crawling in, and this is the long lasting love. That is, according to tarot philosophy, what the real love is. Of course, there is a difference in between the real and the true love, and also the soul type love, which people like to call it a soulmate. You never know, Eva. You never know. Oh, that's a good stance here, Naomi. All right, let's get to the super chat readings. What am I smoking? I'm smoking actually a pretty normal liquid. It contains a nicotine and glycerol. It doesn't have anything else in it. Okay, it's the generic stuff, and I like it that way. I don't do drugs, if that's what you are implying. I do. I always thought that my smile, it's kind of ridiculous. It looks silly. And that is because I can't find a worst word about that. Propylene glycol. Where is the container? All right, here is the container. I'm gonna tell you what it is in there. All right. Actually, you are right. Propylene glycol, glycerin, and nicotine. Wow, you know your stuff, aren't you? My sign ever is Scorpio. I need to be more romantic. Yeah, my romance, it's or my, how can I put it into words? My level of romance, it is sub-zero. It is DOA right there, right now. Okay, I just feel so awkward when it comes to romance. I have gifted flower only one time in my life. All right, I gifted flower only one time in my life, and it was at my teacher on a first grade, the very first day at school, you know, and everybody was gifting flower there, so I did it as well. But I never gift a flower. It just makes me feel so awkward. It makes me feel not myself, so I don't do it. No, thank you, Dory. All right, so Tracy, the upcoming week for you, we do have the Four of Wands for you with the Sun card, and then it is the Four. It is extremely productive week for you, Tracy. So throughout this week, if you are striving to make money, you are gonna make money. But above everything else for you, Tracy, it is that this week is going to prove itself being very happy. You can expect throughout the week to make peace with certain people, whether it is your children, your siblings, you know, your family, whatever it is. You can expect to do that, no question about it. What was the other card? And also, there are going to be unexpected, you can't say them beginnings, okay? There are going to be unexpected, let's call them follow-ups. You know, you may think that one thing is over, and then that thing leads to another, and then to another, and then to another, and all these follow-ups are going to be better than the previous one. You know, say you go out on a coffee with a person that asked you out, and you think that this is just one coffee, right? Nothing more than that, but this coffee leads to next thing, and then to next thing, into another, into another. And so in this chain of really good and productive events that are coming your way, and also you can expect to accomplish a great deal of your plans throughout the week as well. Matthew, your card, it is the Five of Cups. So Matthew, the upcoming week is going to be a bit underwhelming for you. It will be very important that you are capable to pass through certain circumstances or a people that are not actually doing the way you want them to do. Well, bottom line, Matthew, is that the week is going to have its fair share of disappointing events, unfoldments as well, developments, so to speak. But these, in some cases, you may even feel that you are losing something, like losing money, you know, like losing your relationship, like losing, say, position, and so on and so forth. Now, the thing is that whether it is a disappointment or a sense of loss, it's not irreparable. And the only thing that is gonna make you do, if you allow it so, is to make you quit, which you should not. You need to learn to pass, to look and pass through it, so you can push through it, and at the end you will be able to salvage, or rather like a repair, I don't know how to put it into words, get your gains back. Okay. Yeah, Krista, that's the truth. You always screw it up because you are the one with the trust issues. And again, if you do not trust the person, then you do not love the person. It's simple as that. Taco, your card, Seven of Wands, accompanied with the Hermit, and then we do have the Tower. Unfortunately, a rough week for you, Taco, for what it seems. Good thing it is that we do have these two, all right, which means that regardless how things develop for you, it's not gonna have a severe impact upon your future. So that makes me think that the crisis coming your way is going to be in a unsubstantial field of your life. For example, it may be a crisis in your social circle, something that does not affect you directly, or a crisis in the business that you are working for, which does not affect you directly, but a crisis nonetheless. And it's simply said here, it is that this week is going to be imperative, so you fight for your interest. It's as simple as that. You need to fight for your interest, because whatever you have thought that it is rock solid is going to turn out to be extremely fragile, and everybody will try to get the most out of it, even things that does not belong to them. Okay, and you need to make sure that you do get your share from it. Yeah, it's going to be a rough week, unfortunately. But a good thing it is that it's not going to have a long-term impact on your future, okay? So even if you cannot manage it, it's not going to be crucial. You will be able to recover. You're welcome, Tracy. Mattia, your card, Five of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles, like that. So there is one thing that you need to be careful, Mattia, into the upcoming week, and that is being let's call it spontaneous, because doing things spontaneously is going to put you in a dependence of either somebody or of either something. Now, on the flip side, the week is going to be very dynamic. There are going to be a lot of chances that you can make use of, and above everything else, what I love about these cards, it is that within the upcoming week yeah, it is good news, Taco. So into the upcoming week, you can definitely transform failures into success. So if by this point, very recently, you had to give up on something, or you had to admit failure, well, maybe this is going to change into the upcoming week. But this dynamic is not going to make you feel comfortable. In fact, at all times, you will have to deal with something. That is going to be the problem of the week itself. Naomi, your card, it is the King of Swords. The message is pretty simple, Naomi. Within the upcoming week, through a analysis, information, and how can I put it into words? A sharp mind, you will be able to create a very effective strategy about your life and about your plights. Whether it is plights of your dating, as you have mentioned, whether it is a plight of your career as well. And also, you are going to build up influence. I don't know how, though. Cards of the weeks are only for the super chat contributors, guys. Because people who support me through super chat, they have to get something extra. That's my way for repaying to them. Melanie, your cards. We do have the Page of Swords, accompanied with the Two of Cups. And then we do have the Strength card. All right, Melanie, we do have some passionate arguments that are going to take place into the upcoming week. Passionate arguments either within your love life or within your career. Now, the thing is that none of you are going to be able to convince the other side of their righteousness. And that, from its own accord, it kind of means that these arguments are going to be fruitless, futile right away. But the other thing it is that it's not even your ego, but how can I put it into words? The comparative nature of you and the other side is not going to allow you to quit those arguments. So it's going to be unpleasant week from a side of interacting with people. But these arguments are not going to damage your relationships. That's the good thing. In the next week, probably you will even going to forget what you have argued about with your husband or with your wife, whatever you have, with your family, you know, or with your co-workers, and so on and so forth. On another standpoint, Melanie, it seems that the week is going to offer you quite of an enthusiastic enterprises, if I can say it that way, and enterprises which you can start learning from, and also the week may bring you a very, very unexpected help as well. Elaine, your card, that is going to be the King of Pentacles, with the Three of Cups, and then, oh my god, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. Elaine, I want to trade my place with you right now, okay? Just right now, I want to trade places, because into the upcoming week, it seems that yeah, that's great. It seems that one of the two things are going to happen. Either somebody is gonna invest in you, whether through money, comfort, or even emotions, for what it seems, or you will improve in a big way. I don't know which one is going to be, but either way, this will happen to be such a rare opportunity, Melanie, to further your goal. And this week, when that manifests, you will be content, happy, exhilarated, gleed even for how the future stands. Let me give you some practical examples. If that thing manifests into your career, well, it seems that super lucrative business maneuvers are ahead of you or are coming your way. Should that thing manifest in terms of love and relationship, well, that speaks for such a harmony you wouldn't even believe happening out there. And that is because with the entity, whether it is a person or an organization or a subject, you will want the same thing. Basically, when you are in a situation, the situation will want to develop the way you want it to develop, or that person will want the same thing from you as you do want, or the same thing from the relationship in between you two as you do want the same thing from that relationship. It's just there is a complete alignment of expectations, of goals, and as well of how can I put it into words, of an ambition, strive. Okay, it's just complete alignment of strive. And the final one, which is Mason, your card, it is the Page of Pentacles, Mason, for the upcoming week. So the week is going to be slow, all right? Things are going to move slowly, but as a compensation, the things are going to be with gains. It is the best thing, how can I say it? Now, some specific cases with the Page of Pentacles, it is that you can expect to become closer and closer with a person that you consider friend to a point where, you know, you may not see each other as a friends anymore, but as a something else, something more than just a friendship. The week on its own accord is gonna bring you an aspect of a great devotion. Either you will devote entirely into your career and make it work to perfection, or you will devote to your romantic life, whatever the incentive is, and you will make it work as a perfection. Whatever it is, Mason, it seems that you, my friend, are gonna have something truly to how can I put it into words, to be blessed with, and as well something of a huge worth coming your life. Well, that is a time frame, Eva, and it may happen sooner than that, okay? And by the way, that is why you don't go for a reading, because if you're not prepared to hear literally anything, then you should not go there. Thank you, Elaine. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for sticking around, for being with me, and we are gonna see each other very soon. Until then, bye.